like, what's the dream of? What's the hope in? What's the doubt for? Live to no end. This is living. The life I've been given is a gift. If I'm I'ma live with the death. So what's the dream of? What's the hope in? What's the doubt for? And live to no end. This is living. The life I've been given is a gift. If I'ma live with the death. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Living Hope Agency Call. I couldn't be more excited to interview my good friend and office mate, Mr. Thai Floyd. How we doing, man?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. So, guys, I've known Thai now for a little over a year, and I watched him come out to some of our trainings in Charlotte, and that's where we kind of met. And when I was moving to Greenville, he kind of reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, I work out of the Greenville office. Can't wait to work together." And I came into this office, and it's been so cool just to see Thai grow. I got an opportunity to also spend some time with his manager, a guy named Brandon Kitchens, who's been on this call a couple of times, who a lot of y'all know and love. And Brandon was like, "Dude, if there's anybody who should have quit by now,
should have been me.
It should have been Thai." And it's just so cool to have gotten a chance to get to know him and see his story, to see him go from, just kind of being a struggling agent, getting by, to he was at 15 families for week 1 of April, which is pretty crazy. And he's going for 40 families a month. He's been pretty consistently doing 10 families a week. And him and I, I've got this running joke with him, this challenge to help him. It's not even a joke, because I believe in you, to help you get to Hall of Fame. But I'm excited to have him here on the call. So Thai, dude, tell us a little bit about your story, how you heard about Family First Life, how you made it here, what were you doing before this, and just a little bit about the journey.
Yeah, man. I was in the restaurant industry for like 20 years. And so when I got furloughed during COVID, I didn't know what to do. I was just sitting at home, revamped the resume, and just started sending it out. And got picked up by a couple of other insurance companies that I can't talk about.
Sure.
And my college roommate put on Facebook, if anybody's looking for life insurance. And I called him up and said, "Hey, Neil, you in life insurance industry?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Tell me something about it."
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get into it. He was like, "Hold on a second." Like 30 seconds later, I hear Brandon's voice. And he sold me on FL in like 2 minutes. So that's how it went. That was like March of 2020. And with COVID and everything, I didn't get to take my exam to July. And but Brandon will tell you, I was on every call, every meeting, because I was plugged in.
Yeah.
Because I was like, only thing I kept hearing was like, it'll change your life as long as you work hard. So ever since like August of 2020, I've just been running.
That's awesome, man. What did Brandon say? Because obviously, you already believed in life insurance, but what did Brandon say to you that was like, you know what, Family First Life is the place I want to plant my flag?
Well, he just told me, he said it could change your life. It could change how you look at everything. And you have the opportunity to help families and also help your family at the same time, more than what you already have. And I was like, cool. And so I talked to my wife about it. We talked, and she was like, "Whatever your gut feels." So I just went off my gut.
I love it, man. So tell me, why is this the first time that you're here in the studio? Because I've known you for a while now. Obviously a lot has changed just in the last like 60 or 90 days. So talk to us a little bit about your journey, because, you kind of, you've been selling insurance for a while, and you've been a very consistent, like 4 to 7 family a week guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what your beginning was like. Tell us a little bit about the beginning. You got to that 4 to 7 family mark, and then let us know like what kind of pushed you over that 10 family mark.
In the beginning, about the same. I had a few weeks here and there. Like I was on a consistent 10 family week, and then I took it for granted. Not gonna lie to you. Just took it for granted. I was like, "Oh, I can do this easily. I can," then like everybody gets that curve, it's charge back after charge back, and you take a little time off, and then all of a sudden you're digging yourself out of the hole all the time. So what basically switched for me, I changed my mindset. Like basically, I came into this because I was not happy with 2022 at all. So I just came into 2023. I was like, I have to change something. So what is it I'm going to change? So I started reading more. I started having more consistent schedule. I changed the way I dial, and I started listening. Instead of like hearing everybody, I started listening to everything everybody was telling me what to do.
Yeah.
And just applying it. That's all I've been doing.
Well, let's break that down a little bit. So what did it look like before you started taking that advice? What was like an inconsistent schedule?
It's consistent. I'll come in here and I'll I'll dial and to my brain feel like I blew my brains out.
Yeah.
But now my consistent schedule is now I'm on when I start, I dial in 50-minute increments.
Okay.
So it's just basically I dial for 50 minutes and then I take a 10-minute break. Because it's almost like you can do whatever you need to do in that 10 minutes. You go to the bathroom, you can just relax your brain for a second.
Yeah.
And so I just had it broken down into like 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do that for 3 hours, take my lunch break, come back 3 hours.
Okay.
Kind of consistent. And then that's when I noticed that like my consistency was up. I'm getting more dials in. I'm talking to more people. I'm getting more appointments on the books.
Okay. I love it, man. I love it. So you also, probably started buying more leads.
Yes.
Talk to me about, you were running in the home, you were buying kind of just, leads here and there, maybe not even every week. What kind of changed on your lead flow perspective?
Buy more leads, put more into my business. So I up my cost from about, let's say $1,200 a week to about $1,800.
Okay.
And so now I'm on probably about $2,500 now.
Yeah. And I mean, how much of a difference has that made to just increase your lead spend?
Oh, tremendously.
Yeah.
The more people you get to talk to, the more people you can help. So it's been helping that way.
That's good. Yeah. And I think one caveat I want to bring to that as well, a conversation that we, pretty openly had during the lock-in about lead spend. So everybody who's been on here has probably watched a training video where you've seen a panel of Hall of Fame producers and they said, hey, what do you do for leads? I spend $2,000 a week and I submit 10 families a week and I sit 30 to 40 appointments a week. And that's the formula. If you just spend $2,000 a week, you'll sit on 30 and you'll submit 10.
Yeah.
And it's not a guarantee, because the guarantee comes from your closing percentage. And I think that it's really important when you're brand new, if you're closing 1 out of 10, buying $2,000 a week in leads is kind of actually irresponsible. Like, of course, I want y'all to work up to that, because you see, Steve Giordano spends, $5,000 to $10,000 a week to help 120 to 150 families a month. And someone just goes, well, if I just spend the money, then I'll do that too. But you have to understand, Steve didn't start there. Ty didn't start there. Where a lot of us started was $200, $300, $400 a week. We started with 3-month-old internet leads. We started with age final expense. We started, dialing leads that maybe, had been sitting there for a little bit longer, because that's what we could afford in the beginning. And also the ROI was so good, because if I spend $400 on 100 1-month-old leads and I help one family, average commission being $1,000, my ROI is fantastic. Versus, I go out and I buy 100 brand new internet leads and it costs me $1,000, obviously that ROI is going to be a little bit different. So it's a big thing to understand that, like, you go from your closing 1 out of 10 to your closing 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10. If you're here long enough, if y'all would have saw Ty at the lock-in, I mean, he rang the bell probably 7-8 times, which really means that his closing percentage is going up. And as your closing percentage starts to go up, you can have more confidence in buying more leads. I think that's really important. Of course, we don't want y'all to be afraid to spend money on leads, but at the same time, there's a responsibility, a personal responsibility for you to get better so that you can obviously make the most out of that lead purchase. So Grady calls it the time money pendulum. In the beginning, you got a lot of time, not a lot of money. So what do? You buy older leads and you dial for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then guess what? When you start making some money, pendulum swings. And now you have a little bit less time because you're trying to be more productive, build an agency, whatever that is. And you buy some higher intent, more expensive leads, and you get less of them or a higher cost, but you're better on the phones. You're booking more appointments than you were when you were brand new. You're closing more appointments than you were when you were brand new. So it makes sense. Stephen Yee, another guy, one of your managers, he talks about the whole free throw thing where he's like, if, I say y'all need to make 25 free throws, and I say that, Jamie's got 25 basketballs to make 25 free throws. And Ty's got 200 basketballs to make 25 free throws. Who has a better chance of making 25 free throws? It's going to be Ty, regardless of the age of the leads. More leads is always going to give you more swings. But then you have someone like me, I've been in the business for, over 3 years. You work up to a certain closing percentage. And, we talk about how, you can make up in numbers what you lack in skill. Well, you do this long enough, you can also make up in skill what you lack in numbers. And you take somebody like a Paul McLean or, top producer, whoever that may be, and you might give them 25 leads and they close 24 of them, and obviously that's because they've been doing it for a while. So they are able to be a little more risky and like having a lower number of leads than someone who's brand new any more leads.
Hmm.
So I think that's super powerful. I think that's something that anybody could take away from this, is that you build up to spending more on leads. And then when you're at a point where it's like, hey, I'm consistently helping 7 families a week, well, we can take you to 15 by just doubling your lead spend. But if you're only helping 1 family a week and we go ahead and double, triple your lead spend, you're still, that might not necessarily, the numbers might not work out in your favor. So we just want to make sure we're super clear about that. Talk to us about the transition from in-home to telesales.
It's hard.
What was hard about it?
I'm an in-home guy. I like seeing people's faces. Like, I like seeing the reactions to what everybody's saying. Like, how they doing. And I think I started making the transition to telesales around August.
Okay.
And it was hard. It was got to a point because you had to get used to it. You had to have more appointments. You had to have more leads. So I had to get used to it, found out where my rhythm was as far as like the leads and appointments. And so now that I have my average where I can do a consistent 10 every week, I know I gotta have at least 47 to 50 appointments. And I already know that at least 10 to 15 are going to no show me. I know that, I know my ratios now.
So if I hear those numbers as well, though, I hear, if I got 45 to 50 appointments and I know that 10 to 15 are going to no show me, that means you're sitting on 30 or 40 to help 10. So what I hear there is that you really are putting the numbers in your favor, because at the end of the day, there's other agents who they might sit on 10 and close 8. But at the same time, I've gotten cocky and I've said, well, I'm really good at this, so I'll set less appointments. And that's also blown up in my face, where it's like, man, I really wish that I would have had those 30 to 40 appointments, because I got lucky one week and I closed 7 out of the 10 appointments that I had. But then one week that I only set 7 appointments, you get your butt kicked and you close none. But when you have 30 appointments that you sit on, you pretty much are guaranteeing that you're going to help somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
So for you, mindset wise, we've had some conversations here over the last couple of weeks. I've kind of pushed you, pretty hard to, to level up here. I guess just, walk us through kind of, what did that feel like? Did it feel like I was being, hard on you? Did it feel like I was challenging you?
No, I like it because you challenged me in a different way. It's more so of, well, why don't you think you can do that? And it makes me think. And then I'm just like, okay. But it's almost like one of those things, like, I don't really think about it till I'm at home. Everything's quiet. And then my mind is just running. I'm just like, I see what it means.
Yeah.
I get exactly what it means.
Because guys, I think the other thing is, like, you were consistently a 4 to 7 family a week guy. That equals out to about 20 families a month. Anybody, 20 families is the benchmark and the barometer. When you learn how to help 20 families in a month, you've proven that you know how to sell insurance. Like, I think that's a really important thing. And then you're going to find out really quickly that the 20 family a month versus the 40 family a month person, they're actually really not that much different in skill set. The 20 to 40 families is the 40 family person is the one who's spending twice as much on leads. Now, I think that's my caveat to go back to the lead conversation, is if you're not helping 20 families a month, it doesn't make sense for you to just pour gasoline into your lead flow. You really need to learn how to work the leads that you have and squeeze every little bit of juice out of it and improve your skill set. But when you get to 20 families a month, you've proven you know how to sell insurance. Anything under 20 families a month, there's something going on there if you're working the right number of appointments. Because that's the other caveat, is if you're not getting enough appointments, there's no way that you can win in this business. But if you're getting enough appointments, you're working your 30 to 40 and you're just getting your butt kicked on the phone, there's something that's got to change there. There's something that, you're doing in your appointment setting that's making the client feel pressured, weird, hang up the phone. There's something that you're doing in your telesale that's making them, not trust you, whatever that thing is. But once you're helping 20 families a month, you've proven that you're a likable, trustworthy person that people will buy insurance from. And all you have to do at that point is just pump up your numbers, either increase the number of appointments that you're booking or increase the number of leads to increase the number of appointments that you're booking. And that's where you see people go from 20 leads or 20 families a month to 40 families a month. And then you see Steve Giordano go, 100 plus families a month, because he's really just pumped up those numbers. So Ty, let's do a little role play. I think this will be good. What kind of leads do you typically dial?
1 to 3 months.
1 to 3 month leads, and you do a little bit of Facebook final expense as well. Okay, and they're all pretty much the same, so it doesn't really matter. Your intro changes just slightly, the first couple sentences, but otherwise, It's about the same. So do you want to book an appointment or you want to walk us through like a one call close?
My one call close and my book appointment is about the same.
Okay,
About
gotcha.
the same.
Because you're booking appointments, and then you're booking appointments on the front end for a lot of your leads, and then kind of in between the gaps where you don't have appointments, is that when you're one call closing?
Yeah.
Okay, understood. So you're dialing out to set your appointments.
Yes.
And then when you don't have an appointment, you're just dialing out trying to get anybody you can.
Trying to get one call closes or set up, maybe something for later on today.
Okay, understood. So walk me through your appointment setting and then we'll do an appointment.
All right. Ring.
Hello?
Jamie?
Yeah, this is Jamie.
How you doing today, Jamie?
I'm good.
This is Ty. I'm just the underwriter with Greenville County. I'm just a little confused here. I'm just trying to figure out if one of the guys off my team has reached out to you or got the information over about the state regulated life insurance information that you were looking into.
I'm not sure. I don't remember that.
Okay. Well, I got your birthday down at January 1st, 1962. Is that you?
Yeah, it's my birthday.
All right. And Jamie, like I say, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. I'm just being honest with you. But I just need to get this information out to you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have about 10 minutes for me to go over this information with you?
I'm actually at work right now.
Yeah, where right now? What time do you typically get home and get relaxed?
Usually about 5:36.
About 5:36. Well, how about this? I'm gonna reach back out to you around about 6:15, 6:30 tonight. Takes like 10 minutes. No blood, no urine. I'm just gonna go over the information with you, see what I can do to help you and your family out.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
That cool for you?
Yeah, that works.
All right. So I need you to write this down for me as fast as you can, or just put it in your phone.
Okay.
All right. Put down this number, FEX
FEX
0879.
0879.
Can you repeat that back to me?
FEX 0879.
All right. So that's just a little code that I have for you, so it's me when I call back.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Look forward to talking to you about 6:15 tonight.
All right. Perfect. Easy. Awesome. I love
Easy
it.
as it is.
Love it. All right. Walk me through an appointment now. So we get back on the phone at 6:15. Walk us through, the intro, the call, all the way to finding the need and, figuring out exactly what I'm looking for.
No worries. Hey, Jamie.
Yeah, this is Jamie.
Hey, this is Ty from earlier today, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
That's good. Hey, Jamie, just want to go over the information real fast. Like I told you on the phone, take like 10 minutes. All right.
Okay.
All right, man. So first off, I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to go over this information with you. Secondly, I like to double verify myself. I'm just going to send you over my digital business card so you get my information that has my NPN on it. And my NPN is basically like my life insurance social security number.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they let you know that I am who I say I am. And then you can look me up on the South Carolina Department of Life Insurance to see that I am legit. I don't have any marks against me. And I'm just here to help. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So my job is real simple. I just basically ask you a few questions.
Okay.
That's it. Bunch of us yeses and nos. All right. My job is to see which company that I can get you approved with for the most amount of life insurance for the lowest possible cost.
Okay.
What I mean by approved by, everybody seems like they want $100,000 these days. But if I can't get you approved for $100,000, we'll find a way if it fits your budget.
Okay.
Okay. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So I just go into the appointment after that. I said, are we just looking for you, spouse, you and the family?
It's going to be just me.
Just you. No problem. All right, cool. So my first question is always the hardest question. And they be like, what's that? I do this as a kind of like a joke. I'm like, how tall are you and how much you weigh? And they laugh every time. And so because it was
That's
like,
good. That's a good way to break the ice.
It's just one of those things where you kind of relax a little bit.
Yeah.
So I get that out the way. And then I'm like, okay, so if you don't make it home tomorrow, who is your beneficiary? Who is picking up the pieces? Who's held responsible?
It's going to be my son.
Going to be your son. Okay. How many sons do you have?
I got two.
You got two of them. Cool. What's the names?
I got Nehemiah and Isaiah.
Are they close? Are they in Greenville?
Yeah, they're in Greenville.
Okay, cool. Any grandbabies?
No grandbabies yet.
No grandbabies. Hey, they coming. I can't wait for mine.
Oh.
No, I got a little ways to go, but I can't wait for mine. Okay. So you say your son, which son are we talking about?
Probably I got one who's older, but I got one who's more responsible.
So is that?
Yeah, we're gonna go with Isaiah.
Isaiah? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Is Isaiah married? No. So just him.
Just him.
All right, cool. All right. So based on what we're going to do, we're going to find a way to protect Isaiah to make sure that he has no burdens, or since he's the most responsible one, make sure he takes care of everything and make sure his brother is taken care of as
Yeah,
well.
that's the plan.
Okay, that's the plan. So besides that, are you a smoker?
Non-smoker.
Non-smoker, cool. Good job. It made my life a whole lot easier.
Yeah,
Thank you.
never touch it. Never touch the stuff, man.
Thank you. Are you looking at burial or cremation?
Oh, burial for sure.
Burial,
No
okay.
one's gonna burn me.
All right, there it is. There it is. Now, do you have any other type of life insurance or anything that would substitute for life insurance, like CDs or anything like that?
No.
No,
I mean, I had some work coverage for a while, but I recently retired, so
Okay.
I don't have any coverage anymore.
So nothing at all.
No, nothing.
Oh,
at
no,
all.
cool. All right. So next little part is a couple of health questions that I may have. Bunch of yeses and nos. Any
Okay.
kind of medications, you go and name those out. Okay.
Okay.
Anything dealing with like heart attack, strokes, cardiomyopathy, congestive heart failure.
No, nothing with my heart.
Okay. Anything cancerous last 3 to 5 years?
Oh man, just like one of those little skin tag melanomas, but nothing serious.
Nothing serious? Cool.
No.
Anything like anxiety or depression?
Oh man, back when I was like 20, but no, not right now.
Gotcha. Are you diabetic?
No.
Cool. Anything for like asthma, COPD?
No.
All 10 fingers, all 10 toes, everything connected?
Yeah, I got all 10 fingers.
Right, there it is. Anything with the liver or kidney?
No.
So basically telling me you're perfectly healthy.
I don't know about that.
All right. Well, so if you with everything you just telling me, is there any kind of medications I need to look out for?
I mean, I got cholesterol medication, and I think I got something for my thyroid.
For your thyroid?
Yeah.
No problem. Okay. And then cholesterol medication, I'm thinking one of those crazy statins.
Yeah. The Atorva.
Atorvastatin?
Yeah, that's it.
I got you. Everybody has that.
Yeah.
Everybody has that. Was cool.
Then there's some gabapentin for a back injury.
For a back injury. So
Yeah.
like I said, we're not diabetic.
No,
9 times out of 10 when they see her gabapentin, they're thinking
Yeah,
neuropathy.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not diabetic.
So
Just,
how long-
just the nerve pain.
How long ago was that back injury?
Oh, like 10 years ago.
Car accident, work?
No. My work. Yeah. I
Wow.
fell off a ramp.
Oh, I know they had to hurt, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I was pushing the dolly, and I fell off the ramp with the box.
Okay. So I got this. Looked like we in good health besides the back. Cholesterol, little thyroid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after that, I just basically just turn over my sheet and I'm like, all right, cool. This is how much coverage are you?
I don't really know. It's got to be a good price. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Well, I had a great company for you. I just go into the company.
Let's go into the company.
Let's go into the company. I got this great company coming for America.
Okay.
All right.
I've never heard of them.
Never heard of them. You don't really hear a lot about them because they're not like typical companies. They don't sit out here and have celebrities with their companies do advertising like State Farm, Jamie State Farm.
Oh
Or,
yeah.
or Peyton Manning or anybody else like that.
I see.
They hold everything in for their company. So when it's time for the client, if something were to happen to you, the boys will be taken care of. They can split.
Okay. Gotcha.
So they have let's look at something. They have a CBO 100.
Okay.
Okay. So that is basically like their term product that they have where you get your cash back at the end of the term. You get a lump sum back in the term tax free.
I've never heard of that before.
Huh. Really cool. Comes with living benefits. You ever heard of living benefits?
No,
No living benefits.
never heard of that.
All right. So living
I
benefits.
just thought that if you die, it pays out. I don't know anything else.
Well, like the living benefits that they have are critical, chronic, and terminal.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have anything like a heart attack, stroke, anything like that, this policy will pay out while you're.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Really, really cool, man.
Yeah.
Less than 12 months to live, same thing.
Okay.
Lose any of your daily functions, like 2 or 3 daily functions for 90 consecutive days, same thing.
Okay.
So we have a company to take care of you while you're here, not while you're gone. So just in case anything
Okay.
would happen to you.
I see.
Okay?
Yeah. Understood.
Does that make sense?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, cool, man. So let me get some numbers together for you.
Okay.
And let's see what we can come up with.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know what you got.
All right. So that's basically how I come up with
Hey.
it, man.
So now make up some fake numbers and close me.
Okay, so I got some fake numbers. What I got here is I have 200,000. This is a 30-year term. All right. And there's 30 years, like I said, with all the bells and whistles like we talked about earlier. It will be 256 a month.
256. Okay.
150,000. This would go for, let's say, 201 a month.
Okay.
And then we have 100,000 that would go for like 175 a month. Do any one of these make sense to where it would fit into your budget and leave a little something behind for your goals?
I'm not really sure. They seem a little expensive.
A little expensive? That's not a problem. I want to show you three. What price range would best fit you, and then we can come up with a price, what amount of coverage that will help you.
Yeah, I don't want to spend anything over $100 a month.
No more than $100 a month? No problem. Let me see. I can get you 80,000 for $99.95.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah, and you talked about that cash back thing. How much cash would I get back at the end?
So you put me in. It's everything that you paid into it for over the past 30 years. So you're looking at around.
What is that like 1,200 a year?
About 1,200 a year. You're probably looking at about
30, 40,000 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back.
How can the insurance company afford to give me my money back at the end? That doesn't really make any sense. All right, I'm just messing with you. So, guys, there's a lot of people out there who probably wonder that question. You have people who ask you that. So I'll break the charade here. So if somebody ever says to you, hey, how can the insurance company afford to give you 100% of your money back? You can say, hey, guys, obviously the insurance company is a financial institution. They're making money on everybody's money. Number one. Number two, this is a term with a cashback option. 98% of people get term without the cashback option, and most of them outlive the policy. If they outlive the policy, what does that mean? It means the insurance company gets to keep all the premiums, and they get to keep all the interest that they made on those premiums, trading it in the market. So I look at it as, let's just pretend, I'm 30 years old, 30 to 60 years old. I'm paying my 201 a month, on a CBO. Well, whatever I put into it, and let's say I put $60,000 into the policy over the course of 30 years, you best believe America or any other company with a cashback option made more than 60,000 on my 60,000 if they had 30 years to do it. All you have to do is look at like one IUL, even a 401k projection over the course of 30 years. And, that's obviously going to happen. So the insurance company is going to make money on my money. And obviously, if you're here for 30 years and you outlive the policy, that you're not going to get interest rate back. They're going to give you 100% of what you paid into it. That's it, tax free. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Okay. Cool, man. Cool. So that's kind of how you guys explain, the CBO. If I'm going through, and just to give Ty a little bit of coaching, even, show them the three options. Hey, Ty, I got 250,000 for, 256. I got 200,000 for 201, and I got 150 for 147. Hey, which one of those three options, if you could qualify, which one of those three options would make the most sense for you? And the goal, obviously, as well, if we back it up a little bit, is to dig into the budget a little bit. So that's my one piece of coaching for you would be,
Gotcha.
We're in the financial inventory. Hey, Jamie, how much money you make?
Gotcha.
I make about $3,000 a month. Okay. And how much money you got left over, after you go through it? Well, if you don't ask me, I'm gonna lie to you.
Gotcha.
That's a big thing. So if you go through and someone's like, I can't afford it. Well, did you prove it on paper that they can't afford it? Because sometimes we just take people's word for it. When you go, hey, you actually, Jamie, have $2,000 a month left over because, you got $3,000 a month in retirement and you live in a trailer, then it's paid off and all you have is space rent, no car payment, and all you do is pay for your food and your utilities. And, now you got 2,000 left over. It's, hey, no one likes adding another bill. That's typically the thing. When you got somebody who's got a bunch left over and they say, I can't afford it. Hey, Ty, I just want you all to know, I understand nobody likes adding another bill, but at the end of the day, the way that we can look at this cashback option is kind of like a savings account. You're currently putting away $2,000 a month right now, right? Yes. Okay, well, perfect. All we're going to do is we're just going to reallocate about 10% of that, and we're going to put it into a different savings account. You're going to keep the other 1,800 in your savings account, but this 200 is going in America's savings account. You pass away, your son's going to get 200,000. You become sick or disabled, you get 200,000. Nothing happens to you, and they give you back like 60 grand. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. So that's probably the only thing that I would change. Otherwise, it was really good. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Of course, man. Of
I
course.
got you, bro.
So now I want to get you on live camera talking about your goals.
Oh, easy.
I think this is important because, Ty and I, we joke around. I'm like, hey, what's your goal? Hey, let me see how the rest of this week goes. And then I'll let you know. Let me see how the rest of this quarter goes. And I'll let you know what I want my goal to be for the end of the year. I think that when you say things out loud to other people, it becomes real. Yeah. So what is your goal for the end of 2023?
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. What's Hall of Fame?
I know.
So you got, if it's your goal, bro, you got to know exactly what the numbers are.
Oh, I know.
So what are the numbers?
400.
400. If you want to go 500,
I want to
we'll
do
set-
500 because I keep looking at 500 on yours every day. And I'm like, I
Okay.
want that. I want
All
that
right.
so
Well,
bad.
if you do 500 families in a year, you'll definitely hit Hall of Fame by
That's
over 100 families. So y'all heard it here. Thai Floyd wants to go Hall of Fame. And, I'm excited for you, man. I really do believe that you can do it. It's just a matter of staying consistent, So there's a bunch of people on here right now. I think this is kind of a cool way that we can start landing the plane here. People on here who are brand new. If you could go back to your brand new self, and you could give yourself some advice about what to do, what not to do, like what would be your encouragement, your, advice to help them avoid the landmines? Like, what would you say to someone on who's brand new, just trying to figure it out?
Whatever advice you're getting from your uplines, listen to them. And don't get me wrong, I did listen in the beginning, but it got to a point where I stopped, and that's on me. And I had to be man enough to own that. And so now it's more so of, let's take that advice, let's learn, let's grow, and be the best version of you. And just get 1% better every day. As long as you get 1% better every day and learn from your mistakes, you'll be perfectly fine. And like I said earlier, with Jamie challenging me differently than anybody else has, is making me better. And so I'm learning how to speak my goals out loud. And this is the first time really where I like said out loud, like, hey, I want to hit Hall of Fame. But every morning that I wake up now, it's like I'm going to be a Hall of Fame.
I love it. So a couple questions just to follow up on that. Why did you stop listening to the advice you're being given?
Because I thought I knew it all.
So you felt like, so you stopped listening to the advice. Did you stop like listening to training? Did you also like kind of turn off YouTube University and just say, I got this? Or did you just stop listening to your manager just because things kind of became familiar and you felt like you learned everything you could learn?
I didn't listen to trainings as much. I still do, but it was like, instead of like every day, it went to like 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah, no, I can relate to that. I mean, guys, I've been in this for 2.5 years. And, when we were at the lock-in, we talked about our goals and we talked about, growth in this next year. And one of the things that I needed help with accountability was, with continuing to grow, with continuing to listen to new trainings, not just inside of FFL, but even outside of FFL to grow my leadership. I don't hold other people back, so continuing to grow is obviously a really important thing. And then another caveat that I want to throw on there, and obviously this might not have been Ty's situation in particular, his advice was, listen to your manager. Okay. And I'm not trying to call out anyone specifically here, but if your manager is not personally selling, 20 to 30 families a month, then you should probably like skip over them to the next person who is helping 20 to 30 families a month. Now, again, that doesn't mean they're a bad person if they're not doing it. But if your goal is to help 20 to 30 families a month and you're listening to someone who's never helped 20 to 30 families a month, their advice doesn't make any sense because they've never done it. Now, I can't teach y'all how to sell 100 families in a month. I've never done it. I can teach you how to sell 72 families in a month. That's the most that I've ever done. But I can't teach you how to do 100. So you have to think, who do you listen to? You have to listen to people who've done what you're trying to do. You have to listen to people who started in your shoes in the exact same spot and they overcame the exact same mistakes that you're trying to overcome. Someone who hasn't yet overcome those things or done those things, it's not they're a bad person. They're a running partner. They're an elbow mate. They're somebody regardless of their position, if they hired you or not. But you need to find somebody, whoever it is, who is consistently helping 20, 30, 40 families a month. And the advice that you're receiving on selling, you should be receiving from them. Now, maybe your manager, they're a bodybuilder and they're the best person in the world to receive, advice from working out, but they're only helping 7 families a month. I'll listen to you all day on health, but I'm not going to listen a word to what you say on how to sell 30 families a month if you've never done it, so that's going to be my caveat there. So any last thoughts here? Here's a great one. New lock-in coming up on May 26th. Why should someone on here make a trip out to Greenville? What do you think they can gain from coming out to our next lock-in?
What you can gain is that confidence. We had a lot of guys here who were new, like Jamie said earlier, who like confidence was down. And from one lock-in to the other, my confidence is so much more than what it was.
Yeah.
Like, once you build that confidence in this business, nothing can stop you as long as you get that momentum going. And so that's what I'm trying to do every single day. Just keep that momentum going.
I love it, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming in. Everybody out there, it's still early. It's only 5:40 here on the East Coast, 2:40 over there on the West Coast. There's still a lot of primetime dialing going on here tonight. So we appreciate y'all. We will see you next week, and I'll see y'all back on Live Dials here in a little bit. Everybody have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out, guys.